picture, or is it getting damaged when it gets dark? I'm gonna have to figure that out too. I don't see any durability ratings, so hopefully. I hate worrying about durability on equipment. It's just annoying. You know, it's too much micromanagement. All right, so we won't be buying any upgrades right now. That's for certain. Not our workers. Can allocate peasants. So let's go see if we can find her. I'm curious if she's gone up a level, and I'm curious if levels are or just character specific, or if they are leveling in their particular class. All right, so she's a. All right, I see her. So they're level 2, but you do not get any control over their attributes. It just kind of goes automatically. So just to kind of test this, I'm going to. Let's see. Where are we at? Where are we at? All right. Okay, woodcutter set. I am going to. Oh, no, I need Hunter's Lodge. All right, so I am going to essentially, I don't know, demote, fire her. Let's go back to that one screen where you're just doing it by numbers. And I'm going to put down to 0 to make sure she gets fired. But let's see where she is first so we don't lose her. Where did she go? All right, she's shooting stuff. Man, she's doing a number on these deer over here. I don't know if these are a limitless resource or if you can hunt them to extinction. That would be something interesting to find out. Right now, I'm going to assume you can hunt them to extinction, so I don't want to go too crazy. So she's right there, and now let's go and demote her. Or, here we go, and boink! Alright, so she has now turned back into a peasant, and let's see if she's maintained her level. Alright, so just whenever you're playing this for the first time, just know that at least maintain their level. What I'm going to assume and I imagine is probably that their stat increase is based on their job. And I'm going to assume that they're, just like the economy in the real world, it's probably best to specialize. But
okay.
All right, so she's doing her thing. She's gone back to hunting. Got food supply. There are 8 people, so let's go take a look again at our. Okay, what's keeping us from expanding? Oh, wow. Okay, we have plenty of food. So for the moment, I'm going to take everybody but one off the food. I don't want to do none. Just
Training this person will leave you without any peasants.
Well, actually, 166 people. And it's the woodcutters that are really... Alright. In fact... Yeah, we got plenty of food. So I'm going to move this up to 1 of 4.
Be right there,
it looks like... The one thing I do kind of like is even though you got to manage the resources, it looks like if you really bolo something, it's not an unrecoverable mistake. I like the fact that you can't reload and save, but I don't know. I can't predict how this is going to wind up. But I'm kind of assuming that what balances that is that there's a very, not a sharp learning curve to this. It looks like it's very forgivable, which is really important since it does seem kind of like a casual game to me. And even though you want to keep it in a one playthrough kind of Iron Man mode, it doesn't seem like the kind of game you're going to want to be like restarting all the time either. Just because you made kind of one little hiccup. Alright. So let's go and get this quest done. I don't know. Let's find out if we get quest rewards of any kind. Alright, food is now going back up to yellow. They're getting the firewood. They're happy again for taxes.
Our village has attracted new settlers.
Alright, good, good. More settlers coming. Awesome. Alright, solving that wood problem looks like it did the trick. Okay, that's... Alright, I'm going to deal with that in a second. Let's go ahead and get, see what we need. We've got a windmill and a bakery. And we'll figure out if we get any kind of quest rewards for it. Also, I do have a timer here. I'm probably planning on going for about an hour to an hour and a half. But it'll be in 3 separate videos. Obviously, watch them at your own convenience whenever you want to. But I'm not going to cut you. I've got it set up so it cuts off on its own. And I'm not going to make an ending to each one of these videos. So I'm going to do them in episodes. So it'll be labeled like episode 1.1, 1.2, and then when I do a next playthrough, I'll do 2.1, 2.2. Alright, I kind of like the idea of a windmill out here. The reason being is, that might be a good core area, but it looks like it's got a pretty good radius. And we've got to figure out if we got to plant crops or not. And I'm thinking I want a nice open space with the windmill in the middle. Looks like they gotta walk this way. I don't really want it in the village area. I want this to kind of be almost like, a real village, right? Here's like kind of all the trade post and the living, and the field's kind of out here. So
New settlers have arrived.
let's plop it down right about here, and see what happens. Doesn't look like there's a limit on where you can place so far. Looks like as long as you're not in the Great Inn area. Oh, let's check this out here too. I mean, zoom out. How big does this thing go? All right. So I can go as far as I can. Oh, I can zoom out a little. Oh, I can zoom out too. All right, slowly, but it does. All right, so I maybe should have done this earlier. So here's what we're looking at. I'm assuming a grayed out area. You can't see what's going on.
Construction
You don't know
completed.
the deal. But this is obviously a pretty sizable area to play in. Ooh, something going on over here, which I like. I think the developer made a really smart choice in just kind of creating a moderately sized game place and just telling a story about it, as opposed to, in my opinion, I'm not a big fan of roguelikes. I'm just not. There's just not enough structure and predictability to them to keep it interesting. I don't really enjoy games without at least a somewhat decent story, and due to the nature of roguelikes, they really can't have a highly substantive story. So I'm interested really to see how this plays out. You can tell it's been a labor of love, and it's going to be neat exploring this place. I really think it is. But for right now, let's go back to trying to get our village up and going. And last thing we need to do. All right.
Settlers have arrived looking for a fresh
Windmill
start.
is up. Fishing hut is up. A bakery. Oh, wheat fields. All right. What do we need for wheat fields? And I'm kind of curious how many wheat fields a windmill can handle. Let's see if we can find that out real quick.
Okay.
Building at full health. I don't want to sell it. Open building dialogue. Alright, yeah, let's get some more over there, and we'll get wheat going shortly. Oh, we're getting some money too, so I'm going to be looking at some upgrades here pretty soon. Alright, I'm going to try and speed this up now just a little bit. I've been moving slow because, as I said, if this is your first time looking at the game, it's also mine, so we've been learning it together. But I think I'm finally kind of getting a feel on it, so I'm going to start trying to pick up the pace here just a little bit. Alright, so now we got our... Alright, building that cottage was a good idea.
Okay.
So let's,
All right.
let's
On
get
my
these
way.
buildings put to work.
Training this person will leave you without any peasants.
I'm a huge believer in abundance. Alright. You know that our town is developing?
Our village has attracted new settlers.
Okay, basically, if you're going to expand, you better be prepared to deal with increased demands. Got it. But I do want to build... Okay, well, yeah, one more cottage. I think one more cottage, and then I'm going to call it quits on the population expansion until I'm pretty confident we got a good handle on what's going to be going on. Alright, so we've got our little township here. I mean, it's quaint, but I'm kind of curious. What happens if... Alright, we can't build into that zone. Let's kind of make this will be the little hermit guy, you know, that he's gonna be the grumpy old man. The grumpy old guy is gonna live out here, or grumpy old family. They're like the maybe that's where the vile guy will live. Just kind of the. The reason I'm doing this is I want to see, one, if it's gonna expand my line of sight outside that area, or if I'm locked into this size for right now. And I'm kind of curious if it's gonna start causing issues with the deer. Are the deer gonna stay there? Or with these forests going down, I kind of want to see if the deer eventually don't become available, or basically, we run them off. I do like how the villagers do seem to be really effective at handling things on their own. The AI pathing so far looks really good. And it kind of reminds me a bit of Settler 7, which I did enjoy, but it was just, Settler 7 was just a little, it was too micromanaging for me for a game like this. Like, if I'm going to get into a serious econ simulation, it needs to be turn-based, just because I need time to think about it. And that obviously would not be an incredibly interesting Let's Play either. Wheatfield. Oh, God, and yeah, the whole thing. I was wanting to check. Yeah, this all started with me wanting to check with how many. All right, I'm gonna work under the assumption right now. Any wheat field within that little circle can be harvested. So I'm gonna build more than 2. How expensive are they? Well, first off, 25 wood. Okay, we got plenty of wood. Not a problem. Because, you know, oh, these fields are a lot bigger than I thought. All right, and it looks like, oh, and you cannot build over rocks. I wonder if you're going to be able to mine those later. That's interesting. So you can build on top of trees, but not rocks. Oh, or is it not letting me because I don't have a...
A building has been constructed.
Okay, well, there's 2 wheat fields. That meets a requirement. I'd really like to get a 4 in there, and a minimum, maybe a 3rd. It seems like a lot of wasted space at the moment. Okay, so you can build over rocks. Never mind. Disregard.
Construction completed.
All right, that looks like it's going to be a fairly efficient setup for the windmill. I'm liking that placement right there. We got it fully manned. So we got the windmill coming, and we got the wheat field. So now let's get that bakery running. Start baking ourselves some bread. A weaver's hut. All right, we'll get that next. It's going to be interesting, too. I'm kind of curious if I don't go... It says find the bandit hideout. Now, if I take too long, are they going to come back at me with his entire army, like you said, or am I moving at my own pace? I'm kind of curious about that, too. We'll find out. My goal is for episode 1, I want to end it with doing this. So we got about an hour to get that done. And so let's get moving. Bakery. Oh, you know what? I bet that's advanced building. Yep.
Not enough stone blocks.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So we need 100 and we have 20. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say we need a quarry. Now, do we build one, or do we assign them to what looks like a quarry over here? All right, clicking on that doesn't really do much.
New settlers have
It does
arrived.
look like there's a pre-built something there. So let's see. Did I miss one earlier?
A real man has a beard.
Herb field and cotton field. All right, so it's not one of the unlocked buildings. Oh, all right, Stonecutter's Lodge. But we, all right, yeah, all right, that's what we need. All right, near or on is my question. All right, now I'm just being retarded again. Oh, all right, sorry about that. So Stonecutter's Quarry. Can I build another one of these? Oh, okay. Increases the capacity. So, do I build it on this thing or near it? All right. Well, let's see how that works. I guess for starters, let's just try and get one of each building up. Even if it's not the smartest move, at least to kind of figure out what they each do. And looks like the foundation for that's going to be like in any other game: stone, wood, and iron. I have a feeling that iron ingots probably are going to need to be crafted at the blacksmith. But the question is, do we have to find the iron and mine it in a special place, or?
A building has been constructed.
Alright, so we got our stone. blacksmith. I'm not seeing any iron. I'm not seeing anything dedicated specifically to making iron. So I'm going to assume the blacksmith's going to be handling that for us. But first, let's get our guys. Let's get our guys working. If I'm going to be babbling, let's at least make sure.
Be right there, darling. Busy, busy, busy.
Oh, that's a little
Really?
easier too.
Right
okay,
away.
so
We can't train any
all
more
right, looks like
specialists
if you just
here
want to speed
now.
up without going into the details, you can just click on that. But I want to click currently on this just to kind of get an idea. All right, expanded boundary. All right, that could possibly be useful. Reduce fire risk. I didn't know there was a risk to fire. All right. Well, I wouldn't call that a priority at the moment, though. We'll get her done when it's time to get her done. So far, I mean, we have more resources coming in by far than we're using, but we're still on kind of basic commodity goods. Oh, and did I forget? Oh my word! No, we've got. Okay, we need a new food source. That's for sure. Let's
All
get
right,
another
dear.
Venom train. I think I'm probably adding to the problem more than solving it, but let's go ahead and get another cottage built. Let's see. Let me put him right over here. Alright, so let's see what we got in inventory. Okay, so we got plenty of food, but it looks like we're not cooking it. That's a problem. Yeah, we're... You know... Alright. To be fair, though, I mean... I got it. A professionally cooked steak probably does
Not enough
taste a
iron
lot
ingots.
better. But you seriously, you can't cook all that steak because
Our
There's
stonecutters
not a
need to
butcher to
chisel
do it
more
for you?
stone blocks before we can do that.
I don't know. I don't think we'd have survived as a civilization if we'd relied on that back in this age, or where it represents, but it's all good.
We may need our stonecutters to work harder if we want to do that.
Alright, stonecutters. Alright, so it looks like iron is going to be a bit of a bottleneck here, especially when it comes to food. Oh, but what I didn't do?
Our stonecutters need to chisel more stone blocks before we can do that.
Oh, still waiting on the stone. Okay, I thought I had missed the opportunity, but okay, at least... Alright, stone is obviously going to be a really important resource here, too. So, hey, let's go ahead and practice. See if we can find something good there. Alright. I have done no math on this. This is my first playthrough, so if you've gone through and done all the math and I'm not doing this in the most efficient way, leave a comment. I'd appreciate learning about it. Just understand I play for fun, and as much as I love math, I did enough of that with all the finance I've done, so yeah. That seems very effective. I would like to... what were they... If they weren't using chisels, what were they using? Oh, a hammer. I was like, their bare hands? I don't think that's going to go well. Oh, I got a dog hair in my mouth. Alright, there you go. It's working a little better. Alright, so gold is obviously going to be a... Alright, I'm thinking, as with a lot of games like this, wood's never really a big issue. That's kind of like your base resource, which, you need just to kind of increase the complexity and kind of start with some basics. But unless the forests don't regrow or something, I don't see that being a huge problem moving forward. Stone, I think now that we're mining it, we're going to be a little slow here for a second, but I think that'll be okay. I am suspecting our big bottleneck resources are going to be gold and these iron ingots. So let's see how it goes. Let's go check out morale real quick too. Oh, I see. If this is flashing red, it means there's something going on you need to pay attention to. So that's kind of good to know too. And what I don't want is another... Okay, let's try and get this butcher built, if we can. Maybe another fishery? Yeah, we definitely got to solve this food problem. God, I can't believe, literally hundreds of meat. Alright, okay, good. We can build a bakery now. Hopefully this will do a number on it. So bakery should be kind of in the center of town, I'm thinking. One thing, if I could have a do-over, is I'd like the cottages more kind of out here with the kind of the town center, being where all the trading and that businesses happen, but I already messed up on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this be a living area, and I'm going to create a little organized market area over here. Let's see, I mean, it's still let's look at this. Let's try and play this like it were real. So let's, I don't see any roads out or anything. I don't know if you do any trading with other towns in this or not. So let's just, I'm just going to create a little business section right over here to kind of stay organized. And we'll see how that plays out. All right, we got the bakery going. Supply wagon, building at full health. All right, hopefully that will help us with this food problem pretty quick. So hopefully, one, there will be enough food, which will be good. And two, it should increase the variety, I'm thinking. So that should be effective also. No point in building cottages until I'm sure the population is going to go up again. And I think, anyways, I might stabilize it at 30 for right now. Let's just get kind of a stable economy going for a bit. Yeah, it's like even in real life, there's no point in building, you know, a condominium in a swamp. You know, the building might be there to fill the people, but people aren't going to want to live there. People without food here probably aren't going to come.
Ready to
Explore with
serve.
this guy?
Construction
These
Your
complete.
orders.
people are kind of useless at the moment. That's another thing. So let's kind of go.
Double
Let's see
time.
if we can go out here. See what he does. I don't want to get too far away in case we get attacked again. I'm going to explore around the edges a little bit while we're kind of waiting. for
Our
this
town
economy
is
to-
under attack.
Oh, see, of course. The minute I leave. Ooh, spiders. All right.
Who wants some?
So I'm kind of looking at this and thinking I should have maybe done a
Come
little
to
bit more with these guys earlier.
daddy.
What kind of loot did I give? Okay, so, you know, even though these are your main resources, it looks like there's a lot of kind of extra stuff out here. It's gonna be interesting to see. So typically,
Away I quick
big
march.
spider. All right, let's go get her.
For honor and glory.
Kind of curious as to if it's grayed out. That just means it's junk to sell, or if it is still gonna have a use. Where's she shooting from? Come on, look at that. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Something to do? Think you can outrun me?
What is that? Oh, okay, loot. Okay, loot that. Oh, let's get.
Prepare to die.
I tell you, I'm liking the range on these archers too. Even though I know they're hunters. If they're faster than any melee that are after them, you could probably take a group of them and do pretty well with kind of harassment. You know, hit and run, hit and run, hit and run. As long as they weren't straight up going for your buildings. The one thing I kind of, you know, I don't say I don't like, but kind of caught me off guard is our village is not under attack. Or, you know, I thought that our village was being attacked, but looks like it was just this.
You called.
All right, got some moolah. Say money, money,
Move
money,
out.
money. All right, what are we doing? Okay. Oh, okay. I was
Tis
gonna push
an
on, and I
honor.
just realized Sir Gregory is he's not looking too hot. So let's see. It looks like, all right, it looks like they heal over time fairly quickly though. All right, that's definitely a good thing to know. And actually, now that we got a second, all right, I did not see if we got a quest reward for finishing that quest. We got the bakery up. Food is